Good day, everybody. It's your girl, Lady Mensah, and you tune into REIGNCOM Radio. I just simply want to say thank you for joining us.
Say I won't. We them outsiders, that's just how we live it. Say I won't. And I bet I will. You can say I won't. I might do it just to show you. Whoa, I might do it just to show you. I might do it just to show you. Why y'all scared to be different? We be like la la la. Yeah, from the same city as a B.I.G. Wanna serve these bars, got CID. Now I'm on a radar where B.I.B. was a slave for the cause, then we got free. Used to only wanna pull up in the black.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another session of Discussion Room on REIGNCOM Radio. The artist you just finished listening to was Lecrae with Say I Won't. I'm your host, Lady Mensah, and it's a pleasure to be here. As always, I have with me my special guest for today, well, who's always here. Might as well say she's a host. We got DJ Joyful on the sounds.
Yep.
And then we got with me our newest addition to the group, Mr. MC Randy.
What's up, REIGNCOMers?
REIGNCOMers, I guess you guys just give you guys a name.
Yes,
Everybody's on the slogan thing just here.
Triple F team, shout out.
I like that. Okay, so REIGNCOMers and Triple FT. Okay, so you guys be ready for everything, okay, on here. Today we have a wonderful lineup for you guys. As you know, we like to keep it interesting on here each and every single time we're in, and we like to get you on board. So you guys just stay tuned and don't go nowhere, because we're going to keep this place bumping. Yeah, bumping in terms of conversational, not music, but we will play some music for you too. But you guys just stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
I won't sell my shoes and take my kids to Chuck E. Cheese with the money. Say I won't bring my own bottle of Pellegrino to the movies with me. Say I won't. Look, I'm from an era of fast living and mass terror. Boys covered in cover girls like mascara. I don't need to keep a gun in a mask ever. I still make them put their hands up. Ask Derek. My road manager damage all of you amateurs sneaking up on a tour bus with a demo to handle us. When I was younger, I just wanted a chain. Now a chain of events has afforded to change. Yeah. See, I've been a rebel since back in the day. I don't follow the people. I follow the leader through valleys and shadows of death, and I'm fearing no evil. So say I won't do it. Say I won't turn the music up and get to it. Won't come down H-Town all the way to Daytown in an old school drop top Buick. And I'm getting maybe 8 or 9 miles to the gallon. Still feeling like a stallion. I got Andy riding shotgun with 30 gold chains on. Talking about he Italian. Say I won't go drop a double album and rap double time on all dubstep. And got no producers, just me rocking over beatboxing by Dougie Fresh. Say I won't. Say I won't. Why y'all scared to be different? Say I won't. Why y'all scared to be different? Say I won't. We them outsiders, that's just how we live it. Say I won't. And I bet I will. You can say I won't. Why y'all scared to be different? I might do it just to show you. Whoa, I might do it just to show you. I might do it just to show you. Why y'all scared? We be like la la la.
And welcome back inside the studio. I hope you guys enjoy that. That again was Lecrae with Say I Won't. You guys make sure you check him out on YouTube. This young man is a force to be reckoned with, and may the Lord be with him and his work always. Once again, we're back in here to talk, discuss, banter for a bit, and talk and share our opinions with you, and see what you also have to do, because we're trying to get the thinker talking and the follower making the follower a thinker. That's the goal here. Today, our breakdown, as always, we're going to be doing a little bit about our movies of interest. And then we're going to talk about, we're going to introduce a new artist to you guys. And then we have the Charleston shooting conspiracy that's kind of going on around. And we're going to give you guys a few things that we think could have a possibility in that sense, because it's an evolving world, it's a changing world. Technology is changing, and technology is being used to change people's lives. So there's a possibility to everything, but don't let me get too into it. And then we're going to have our upcoming events for things going around the city, so you can keep yourself entertained and keep yourself excited for the summer, because, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And then we're going to have some promotions of Rain and how you can get involved and be on our team so we can all grow together. All right. So you guys, this very moment, we're going to start with our movies of interest. So, Ms. DJ Joyful and MC Randy, if you don't mind me asking, do you guys have any any movies in mind?
Oh,
What movies have you guys been keeping up with lately?
Well, taking into consideration all that's been going on with Miss Rachel Dolezal, I stumbled upon a movie on Crackle today, actually, called Black and White.
Oh,
And
I haven't seen that.
Well, it was basically a movie that was about the white middle class teenagers who had adopted the black culture. And it was, in a way, I think it was a spoof, but I am convinced, highly convinced, that she actually watched this and replicated it. There's no doubt in my mind.
You have any idea how she did it?
I don't know. It came out in 1999. I don't know when her foolishness started, but somehow she watched this movie and then
she, okay, so you believe that's okay, definitely okay. So you guys, when you get a chance, take a look at this. So first of all, can you tell us why, aside from Rachel Dolezal's craze situation, why should people really watch this movie? Like, why should they pay attention?
Let me make a disclaimer. It's not a G-rated movie. Don't bring your kids to the TV and say this is an educational experience. Don't do that, please.
Them ones?
It is not that kind of movie. It is a little rough around the edges, but it basically exploits this whole situation of how, a lot of the, let's not even just say white people, but a lot of other cultures are attracted to the black culture and the Western black culture. Let's make that clear. And a lot of them adapt that culture and feel like they have a right to do so and live their fabulous lives without experiencing the struggle of what it is to be like a black person. But they like what we do in our swag and how we go about it, so they feel like they want to be a part of it. My question is, can you adapt the culture and not adapt the struggle? Are you getting the real experience?
Nah, it's like trying to be a lion and actually not live in a den or have to hunt for food and it's being brought to you. It's like, can you really relate?
Exactly.
That's the question here. So you guys make sure you check it out. All right, Black and White. I'm definitely gonna check this one out. I haven't seen it. So
girl, you gotta watch it.
I watch a lot of movies. I definitely should watch that. What about you, MC Randy?
So the movie I'm going to talk about today is Get On Up. It's the James Brown biographical movie.
It's a good movie.
Very good movie. It stars Chadwick Boseman. He also starred as Jackie Robinson in the movie 42.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's getting a lot
so
of big
lucky
roles.
for him. I guess he did a really great job in this one that they gave him that role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually saw it. It's really good.
Yeah. It also stars Tika Sumpter.
Tika Sumpter.
She does the haves and have-nots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It also stars Viola Davis, who's also
Viola Woods, Emmy Award winners. Hey.
So this movie, it talks about James Brown. His life is very tumultuous. It talks about James Brown. His life is very tumultuous. From his upbringing, his mother abandoning him, his father's abuse. It's a very great movie. Everyone should check it out. It's getting rave reviews.
All right. So that's basically just people should check it out and it's getting great reviews.
Yes.
Okay. Any message in there that they should prompt them to really check it out? Because movies get great reviews all the time, but sometimes we can skip it, right? So what is what did you get from it that made you feel like the world should see this and you should share it with them?
It shows you to look behind a person's eyes instead of just seeing what you see. You may see somebody with a lot of money. You may see somebody with a lot of fame, a lot of name, basically they have a lot of
wealth, basically worldly possessions. Yeah.
But you have to look behind the scenes and the pain that came with it, the struggle. That's what the movie taught me.
Okay. All right, guys.
Other than that, it's a very well put together.
You've seen this. Okay.
I've seen it. So it's a very well put together biopic. It's very it's pleasing to watch. The aesthetics of it is really, really gorgeous.
Yeah, it really is.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
everyone
take a look
should
at
check it out. Everyone should check it out.
Plus, the performance is magnificent. He did an awesome job.
He had the accent down pat.
Yes.
I have seen this movie, but I can't tell to the likes of me why I can't remember a scene. I don't know if I watched it when I was sleepy. Like, I don't get it. Like, I have to watch this again because normally, you know, maybe I have to watch it and pay attention because I think I was watching it, but I was not paying attention. Because, you know, sometimes when I'm editing or doing something, I like to play movies. But I'm not really watching. I think it happened to be one of those where I was like, okay, let me glance as I do something. So I would definitely watch this. I don't like that you guys are talking about it and I haven't seen it. All right, guys. So I appreciate that. So you guys make sure you check that out. The James Brown biopic and Black and White. And for my movie of the day, which also leads us into our topic of interest, is Kingsman. Now, Kingsman came out this year of, I believe, May, or maybe not that soon. Kingsman, yes. Came out this year, December. It says originally released 2014, December 13th. But that's not true because it is a 2015 film. But you know, information online sometimes when it's put in by people and it hasn't been edited by the website, it can be whatever. So you guys make sure you do check it out. It stars Samuel L. Jackson. Okay, with the lisp, first of all, funniest thing ever that they would ever let him do. Funny, I was watching it again yesterday and my aunt was like, so this guy, how did they make him do this thing with his tongue? Like, is that some sort of device or waiting? Like, I don't know. And I was like, Auntie, I was not on set. How will I know? She's like, no, you should know. Because you're in film, you should know everything that goes on this thing. So now my household, they think I know everything about film because I just graduated from broadcasting and film. But hey, who am I to say no? Family. I shouldn't. Okay. It also stars Adrian Quinton, Colin Firth, Mark Strong, Jonah Davis, Jack Davenport, Alex Nikolov, and Mark Hamill. And Sophia Boutella. Sophia Boutella, by the way, you guys, is an amazing actress. I've never really seen this girl in films, but let me not just focus on characters here. Anyways, the purpose of this film, the reason I like this film and I thought it was perfect for this is because of the pros and cons that we have in there. The subliminal messages of something that's to come, the big message that's to come. But before I get into that, let me just tell you, let me just stick to the film aspect of this whole story. So The Kingsman is a story stars a young man whose father was lost in battle, being in a secret society, like a spy community, and they keep in touch with the child, and he grows up and then they recruit him, who happens to be this just a talented young guy who has no fears in the world and is ready to just tackle anything. So it's a spy organization basically which recruits an unrefined but promising street kid into the agency, who just becomes like the superhero that you fall in love with, and the whole suits and everything. You guys have to watch it to see what I mean. But anyways, I sound like I'm in love.
Yes, you do sound smooth, Lady
I really
Mensah.
know you cannot help but listen. If you watch this movie, I think you will buy your man a suit. If he does not have a suit, you will buy him a suit, because a gentleman is definitely one that you want in your household. I have to tell you, man.
So how about the dudes? What does it do for the dudes?
What do you mean? What does it do? It tells you, I think for the dudes, it tells you that in order to execute your plan and everything you have to do in life, you can do it without having to be vulgar or rough. Because in the film, even some of the lines they use, a gentleman, is a gentleman, especially in manners, in terms that he does. And that was their favorite line. He does not, you don't have to be a man or a king in your environment by being harsh and rowdy and, being all over. Even the way that they fight in the film is very gentle, especially like I didn't want to go there right away, but since you asked me, I had to. The end scene when he kills the villain, which is the girl that I think that was the first time I've had a villain. No, I think that's the third time I've had a villain that I did not want to die because they were good at being a villain and they just made it look so beautiful, which is bad, right? So just the way he even in the end scene when they fly at each other and he does this really nice leg kick, the way he kills her, you would expect the girl to die very horrible, but it was a simple, gentle poison cut that kills the girl. And he stops and he's in a suit and he just like, wow, you're impressed, because it was not rough and it was not dirty. Yeah, it was not gut wrenching to do it. Real simple. And I was like, you're damn right. When they stuck to the title, they stuck to the title of this film and kept everybody in the role of himself. Even Samuel L. Jackson, who was the villain, aside from his cussing and, his kind of weird ways, he was very intellectual and he was very simple. His dressing was a bit hood, which I thought could have been better, but I'm like, why wasn't he in a suit? And no. But let's not go there. That's another topic, another day. But his character was intelligent, and I felt this is a different role for a film. And some of the scenes, these are the pros that I'm talking about. Some of the scenes that I like, which on a few notes that I took, was the parachuting scene. So there was a parachuting scene, sorry for anybody who has not seen it, where they were tested to jump off a plane, and one of them did not have a parachute, and they had to work as a team. Now, majority of them were selfish, and this young man who's the hero of the film, the protagonist, the protagonist of the film, was just like, I won't let you go. So it's just him and the girl, and he's like, no matter what happens, he doesn't know he has the suit or she has it. He crosses his leg around and he said, no matter what happens, I won't let you go. And they're facing death, and then they pull her parachute and she happens to have it, and they land.
Wow.
And it's just like everybody bailed out, but he didn't. And this is supposed to be the street kid who you see and you judge like, oh, he won't go anywhere in life because he has a mother who's being abused by a crazy boyfriend who's like the area thug. So you automatically write him off. And there's actually a scene in there where one of the colleagues or one of his mates actually writes him off in a test and tells him his whole life and said, you will never get anywhere. And he actually makes his first shot. And he's like, how about that for positive discrimination? And then he goes off, and I was like, nah, that's how you do it. So it's like everything that was done in a gentleman's way. It was done respectfully. Even how they kept you interested till the very end of wanting to see this young man beat up a certain bully was even perfect, because there was the main character who kept attacking him, which was one of the rich kids. Like, I didn't even pay attention to him because I really don't like bad guys who try to act all hard and stuff. Like, you're not cute. Okay, calm down. So in the end, he happened to kill him first before he even goes ahead and kills Samuel L. Jackson and the girl in the film. And I was like, yes, they keep you interested. Every scene that came for them to fight so it can ruin that moment, that magic moment that you want to see him win the battle, it didn't happen. And you know how in the end, in the movie, normally they will have the hero get beat up by the villain before he wins his battle in the end. None of that was done. They keep all the villains apart till the very end, and you get to see this young man's fighting skills. And the girl that you fall in love with because her fighting skills is impeccable, you automatically look at her like, oh my, she has met her match. Like, you're just wowed in the very last end. Like, you don't want the movie to end. And I'm like, the writers and the directors, like the producers, when they read this, they must have seen ka-ching. They must have said cha-ching. Like, they saw it. And in the very end, the director, actually the writer, gives a statement to his mother who passed away for actually helping him in terms of his story, helping him direct the story. And I was like, wow, mom must have been very creative. I wish she was around so I could go and be like, hey mom, help me with the story. You know what I mean? Like, still someone's mom for a week. Another scene that I like was a scene that stopped him. It stopped the boy from stepping out of the car to go fight his stepfather. So he left the group after being unable to shoot his dog because it was a test. And this is a dog that they gave them from a pup. And you raise it, and then you're in the room, they tell you, shoot your dog. It's your final test. And he turns a gun on the man, telling him to shoot the dog, which is his master. He turns a gun on him. He didn't shoot his dog, and they kick him out. And he's like, okay, I leave. And he steals their car. So when he gets home, he goes to go fight because his mom has a black eye. And he's like, I've had it. Because now he has all his skills, right? So he goes to go fight. Right before he steps out of the car, his father's friend who brought him into the league remote controls the car that he stole from them and brings them to the hotel that he's at. And I was like, wow. And then that's also one of the things I'm talking about. They keep him from fighting. So you're dying to see him fight. And you stay to see him do something like, can this boy even fight? Right? And it's like his passion itself tells you there's so much rage that you want to see. And I recommend this movie so much to everybody to see. Another scene will have to be waking up underwater. So they wake up underwater. I'm going to wrap, guys. Don't worry. They wake up underwater and everybody's so selfish that they find air for themselves. But he goes to the first thing was how to save everybody and like breaks this window and brings everybody out. But one person dies. But it's just like, his actions. It just shows you how to be selfless in a certain way. But so you guys, all I'm saying is it tells you a king is not for himself. A king is for his people. Now, the cons of this film is a subliminal of this.
And if you haven't watched this movie, now you have.
Okay. If you haven't watched this movie, now you have.
Give you the rundown.
Okay, the rundown. But you know what the thing is, though, even though I have given you the rundown, you will still have to watch it to get what I'm saying, because it's not. I have to watch this 4 times to get this points that I'm trying to give you. It's not a film that you get a first time. The first time you watch it, you get action, you're in love. Second time you watch it, you get storyline. The third time you watch it, you're paying attention to characters. Fourth time you watch it, you get a message. And that's where we're coming from, the message of this story, which is the pros and cons. So the whole story was to depopulate the world, and how they use computer chips to set the world against itself to depopulate, basically trying to act like the world is a fever and we are the viruses. And that's how the world's being controlled. So it kind of brings your attention to computer controls and how it may be playing a game in a role in our community now. And our society as a whole now. And when we come back from this break, we're going to go into some news topics that may be going along that line. We're going to be going into some topics that may be going along that line, which will get you thinking for yourself. I mean, we're not saying this is possibly going down, but if you're taking in the movies, which are not happening by accident because it's a story that somebody's coming up with, and where are they coming from? Nobody knows. It makes you think about what's going on in this world. So you guys stay tuned, and we'll be right back. REIGNCOM Radio Discussion Room. I hope you're enjoying.
Go ahead and sell me out and I'll lay your ship bare. See, I'll leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they
All right, guys. Next song coming up is by an international artist named Gemini Orleans with Never Say Never. Enjoy and make sure to check him out on YouTube, Nation, SoundCloud, and anywhere that you can find in Facebook as well. Gemini Orleans, Never Say Never. Going live this out of GH, my motherland. God bless it. A lot is going on down there right now, so I'm praying for you guys. I'll see you soon.
Jimmy, I pride in myself. I got 2 reasons why I don't fail. Why I'm so ill. I pop a pill right after Mills. Wrote a letter addressing it right to myself. I said, chill, boy, you got so much skill. Throwing shots like you just killed. They lying the still. My tool is the iron, the still I'm the lion. You crying for help, now you dying in hell. Heaven gotta get it one for real. Pedal to the metal, what the deal? Huh? You know I can let go if I will. With the metal, I can settle for whoa. This is that venomous flow. It's deadly, you better be told. You gotta be ready to get buried in the cemetery, man. I'm just letting you know. Murder, she wrote, snatch your soul out your belly. Whoa.
I'm a knocker, shorty, I like Mayweather. She said she never had a man who made her holler. Ooh, baby, don't you ever say never. Never say never. Never say never.
In 93, I was a wannabe and a clock wallaby. But now all I see is just a bunch of G's that wanna be me. Cause they feel me in deep in the body like it was Grey's Anatomy. So this patch of killers better look both ways when they think of crossing me. Cause I don't guarantee no policies that don't bring me no cheese for my calories. Like low shedding in a gang of tea with no light on darkness, that's all I see. Life's a bill. Kill Bill. White a trip. Chill pill.
I'm a knocker, shorty, I like Mayweather. She said she never had a man who made her holler. Ooh, baby, don't you ever say never. Never say never. Never say never.
Back to back like you never known that. Grab you from behind when I'm all up deep inside of that. I'm all up deep inside of that. I killed the year that's black on black. I grilled the year that cheese and mac. Back in the back of a black Maybach. The people they talking know none of that. Yeah, y'all don't know the places I've been to, the shit that I've been through, the girls that I seen do, the things y'all can do, the people you lie to, they playing around, the people you turn to, they hating you now, the girl you be chasing, she doing me now. Ha!
Jason, let's go. I'm a knocker, shorty, I like Mayweather. She said she never had a man who made her holler. Ooh, baby, don't you ever say never. Never say never. Never say never. I'm a knocker, shorty, I like Mayweather. She said she never had a man who made her holler. Ooh, baby, don't you ever say never. Never say never. Never say never.
All right, guys, and welcome back. This is REIGNCOM Radio with your host, Lady Mensah, and you're listening to Discussion Room on a very special segment called Subliminal. Now, the artist you just finished listening to is called Gemini Orleans, located, you can find him in Ghana, GH. Gemini has been doing music since 2006, since high school. He was born in Accra, Ghana, 1989 on May 29th. His full name is Victor Mawule Orleans Flocka. And basically this young guy has been a force to be reckoned with. He was actually discovered through a school shows, which they do in Ghana a lot, where you get to showcase your talent, especially when you're in boarding school. It's entertainment night, and apparently he's been winning this thing since the first day he rapped, and he's been going on about it. But he's really a banking and finance graduate, as well as a business studies accountant. So you guys see where life can take you. You can study something, but your passion will always find its way to you. Gemini's career began in 2009, doing a collaboration with Little Shake, Joey B, Kilamatic, Rumor, Brock, Kevin, Padlock, Noble Graphic, Papa under J So Skillion's record in collaboration with Ibuza Media Services. He also worked with Tiffany Afia and on a song called Facebook Boy, featuring One Love, the Kubolo. These are all great artists out of Ghana, and Gemini's been going since 2010. He joined the likes of the label Edem along with R2Bs and Sarkodie on tour in northern of Ghana. So he's really pushing to be out there with the great. So you guys don't lay on this name, and from what you heard, I hope you be ready for it. Right now what he's dropped is the current thing on Gemini is his King album, Gemini Orleans, called The Dopest Rapper 2, Return of the King. So you guys make sure to follow him on Facebook at Facebook/Gemini Orleans. Sorry guys, a few things. Yes, Facebook, Gemini Orleans, Twitter, Gemini GH, personal page, Gemini GH, and you can find his fan page at Gemini GH Ghana Fan Club. So you guys stay connected, message him if you have any questions for him. Do that, and I'm going to try to get a little something from him, a little profile from him for REIGNCOM as well. So you can definitely be sure to be hearing his tracks in our playlist very soon. Thank you, Gemini, for your talent and for being a part of REIGNCOM Radio's playlist. Yes, back to what we were saying before we went on break. We were talking about Kingsman and how the film gave off a few messages that, we're subliminal, but we can connect it to our current situation, our current moving world, especially in terms of the violent events taking place so far, the happenings of things just going AWOL in terms of the Charleston shooting. Now, a couple of weeks ago, there was news going on about conspiracy the conspiracy behind this whole shooting. And as you all know, conspiracy is all over, but people always want to tell you not to believe it. But when films are depicting these type of actions where computers are being used to control humans' behavior and emotions, especially the animalistic side of a human, to the point where they can kill another person or even themselves, you have got to start waking up to things, because it tells you that movies it doesn't come out of thin air. It has an origin where it started. Every film has a place to start. You can't just write anything out of nothing. So it makes you want to think. So the thinker here, we're going in to think. How many of these programs are going on? Now, I looked something up a couple of months ago called the Sleeper Project, where it was from one of these conspiracy videos, and it was an ex-FBI who masked his face and masked his voice. You can find on YouTube if you type it in. And he was talking about how the government is using chips to control people, and people are actually being implanted already with these chips, and all it needs is a secret passcode to be set to awaken them, and it can control them to do anything that they want. And this is all in connection to depopulate the world. And when you watch the movie Kingsman, that's exactly what the whole goal was for this villain, was to depopulate the world, which he believed would have healed the world of all the things that was happening, like global warming and basically all these type of sicknesses and diseases developing, meaning that it's our fault as humans because we're overpopulating. And in the film, a chip was basically implanted in all the head of state. So whoever agreed with the program, you get a chip implanted in you, which was then in the end used to kill themselves. The computers used to kill them. So it tells you that even with the increase of technology, those who were created and those who were brilliant in it would eventually, in the long run, use it against themselves, or someone can use it against them, and which is what we're looking at now. So the Charleston shooting, what was going on is that this young man somehow had been implanted with a chip, which woke him up to go into this setting of Christians on this broad daylight or afternoon and set off this fire, which meaning that they prepared him to go into this. And when you watch Kingsman, there was a scene where the older protagonist was sitting in the church for an hour. That's what it seemed like. And when the satellite was turned on, and when the signal was sent to everybody on the phone, everybody in the church got violent, including this man who is so intelligent that this shouldn't have affected him. It affected him to the point where he killed everybody in the church. Now, keep in mind, he was an elite killer, so his killing was violent and very, like, how do you say it? Gut-wrenching.
Gruesome, yeah.
Yes, gruesome. So you just get to see just this part that's going on. And when he came out of the church after killing everybody, or when he finally came to himself, he knew what just happened. Like, he was not in control. When he came out and they asked him what just happened, he said, I'm telling the truth. I lost control. I did not have complete control, and I killed everybody in there. He was going to take blame, and he got killed for it. So now my attention came to this Charleston shooter. What are the odds that he can be another program? Let's take a look at the Boston bombing, okay? This young man who, let's just say from looks absolutely innocent. Like, he doesn't have a day of a criminal past, okay?
Looks can be deceiving.
Looks can be deceiving, that's what I'm saying. But how did he wake up one day and decide that in the midst of people that are going out to do something positive for themselves, I'm going to stick a bomb out and blow it up? What is his motive to actually do this? Until today, this very end, we have not heard a statement from this young man on what he did on that day. You understand? It seems like all these people that are coming out to cause these mass murders, like the New Hook shooting of these young kids in the school. Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
Thank you for the correction. That murderer killed himself, or that individual killed himself after killing his own mother, first of all. It's all mind-boggling. It's like, at what point, that's what I hear most people ask, at what point did they wake up and decide to do this? Who wakes up and decide to murder a whole school of kids, or wake up and said, I'm going to take a gun and go to a church and shoot people, or I'm going to go to a race event and blow up, and blow things up and kill a bunch of people? It makes you think, or is there a secret organization going on, or a secret plan going on to depopulate the world, and are people being used to set us off? Speaking of which, there's a movie coming out. I forgot the title, but you would definitely be seeing a commercial all over. And it shows a young man who just is a pothead, works in a grocery store for a living, has a girlfriend who's also working a minimum job. And all of a sudden, a lady walks into the shop. She says a few cold words, and this boy is awakened into this elite killer. And he's even shocked, like, how am I doing this? I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm doing. And then he finds out that there's a chip implanted in him, and he's been a part of the program since the day he was born. It was implanted into him, and they've been programmed through the computer chip to be this fighter, the intellectual being that he never used to be, basically to be Superman. And when the word was said, it woke him up.
Wow.
The Sleeper Project. So, it has me wondering, and I'm wondering how many people out there are thinking like this. And, now you were telling me something too about, what was it? Like, I totally forgot what you were telling me about, but it brought my mind to look into these situations.
Yeah, basically, like,
DJ Joyful.
It's very interesting that you should say that, because a lot of things are coming to light about things like this, about the Sleeper Project and things like that. I don't know, like, anybody who's a part of a religious affiliation, if you've ever heard of the Mark of the Beast. Which is also something that is exactly what we're seeing come to light.
Yes.
With these whole microchips and stuff like that. I've been hearing about it since I was a young girl, about microchips that would be planted in your skin that allows you to do things that you would not normally do. And
it would officially work as like your bank information, everything. Yeah, exactly. You no longer need your cards anymore.
That's right. So in wake of new weapons of warfare and new technological developments that are created for our advancement in our place in the world as a country or as a society, these things don't seem impossible. I mean, we hear about people who have been enlisted in the army, the type of drugs that they have to take and the type of training that they do, that no longer makes them able to control their actions in many regards, and they have to be deprogrammed when they come back out of the army.
Even with the depression state going on, where you had some ex-army soldiers killing their family members because they've gone into this, the cycle moment.
That's right. So it's like it's not far-fetched, as far-fetched as the media would have it to seem, So
And I've also, well, I agree with you what you're saying also. Also, we have to look into this. A lot of the movies, a lot of the stuff in the media, it's mirroring real life.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It is.
I was watching The Simpsons the other day, and I saw an old episode talking about Ebola. It was an old episode.
I think there was even a Bernie Mac episode that talked about Ebola. Said these kids got Ebola.
Yeah.
And then there was a cartoon, a Family Guy cartoon where Caitlyn Jenner, who's Chris thing, he came out on stage dancing in a very feminine with the whole feather thing, and then now we're seeing in real life that he's a woman. You know, it's like, go ahead. Sorry to step in your conversation.
So you don't know. It could be somebody, like there's something behind this, because all of a sudden now Caitlyn Jenner is coming out of the woodworks when a cartoon showed him a couple years ago. Like because Bruce, he looked like a guy to me. Yeah, it's not the topic, but you know, it's crazy. It's a scary thing.
You're talking about mirroring how media is playing out these things, how films is depicting these things. But so what is the thing that keeps people thinking that all these conspiracy theorists are wrong when we are actually seeing it? Like, is this ignorance, or is this just like stay in my safe zone so I can still have fun and be stupid in this moment in time, because people claim this is a new age where you don't care, you do as you will, you do what you want? Like, where are we getting these type of these type of knowledge from, that we're actually not even paying attention to our own conscience to even open our eyes to see what is right in front of us?
There's a lot of distractions.
Yes,
there's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of distractions that has been set up with music, TV, all the fluffy stuff. So we don't concentrate on the hard stuff. But
then there's the funny thing. The messages are in the things you're listening to.
But we just think it's make-believe. It's a movie. it's a TV show.
That's right.
But some of this stuff is actually happening.
I mean, yes, movie magic.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
It's so far-fetched from what our everyday life is that we can't comprehend that it could be reality. So when somebody presents, like, say for instance, it's like when you talk about supernatural things or spiritual things, a lot of people will be able to testify to them. But if you come and you talk about it to somebody who's never experienced it before, they're going to say, get out of my face. What are you talking about? This mumbo-jumbo magic.
Right. And then all of a sudden you thought I was a crazy guy for voicing something that's could absolutely save a life and heal the world. Like, really.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
So, so as we're saying, in this film, which like many other films, I'm trying to think of another film that was a sleeper project that they had. Yes, the Manchurian president. It was along the storyline of the president, to be president, going into the army with Denzel Washington. I forgot the plot line of the thing, but basically he had done so many crimes while he was there, which was being brainwashed to do. And then when he came back, Denzel Washington was the guy trying to out him out, but then they basically pushed and he actually became president. And in the very end, you could see in his eyes he knew what he had done, because he knew what he was going in for. And there's an organization controlling him, and they have him there for a purpose. And it's just like, all of this was so many years ago, and it's, technology was advancing in the films, but now technology has advanced in real life. So when are people going to wake up and realize that, listen, your world in the film is your world here. Your story here is advanced there, just to prepare you for the advancement of what is to come, which is probably 10 times faster. Some people don't even have not conceived the fact that there are flying cars right now. But right now, as we speak, there's a flying car out there being tested. Some people have not conceived that there might be a time traveling machine out there. But right now, as we speak, there is a time traveling machine out there. When you go on YouTube, there's actually a video of a girl who saved a guy from getting hit by a car. She flashed out of nowhere.
Really?
And it was caught by a CC camera. And these are like on the street, so nobody can go on and record. It's like, okay, let's do the moment like this. It's so freaky that I can actually send it to you. I showed 10 people. They're like, what? This is on the internet? I go on YouTube every day. I never see something like this. I'm like, of course you won't see something like this, because you don't go in there looking for the weird parts of YouTube. And it knows me. I type in M and it's already thinking I'm looking for mermaids. You know what I mean? Like, I type in M and it thinks I'm looking for mermaids, like aliens and stuff like that. Like, sorry if I seem crazy, but I don't want to see everyday life. Music videos, I hear it in my ears every single day on radio when I'm going around. I can picture what the videos are saying. If I have enough of BET to know what a music video will look like from the lyrics, I think I've had enough. But when I go on something, I want to know, at least now in my life and this age, and where the Lord has pulled me to in terms of like awakening my conscience and being aware of my surroundings, knowing that this is a battle between the spirit and the flesh. I want to know more, and I want to know what's going on. Even if I can't fight against it, I can protect myself somehow against it, or I can pray in a way, you know what I mean, to kind of help bring wisdom to people to awaken against it, so they don't become engulfed into some lie and, you know, some sort of living.
A lot of times when you're like so passionate about this stuff, people think you're crazy. Like I used to be like how you're trying to say. I used to like go on YouTube. I used to look at videos, watch how Michael Jackson. I used to watch all the conspiracy theories, conspiracy theory videos. And after that, I would be talking to my friend like, "Oh, do you know this and that? Do you know this and that?" And they'd be looking at me like,
"Who are you,
nigga? Boy, you lost your mind. You lost your mind. You know, you're crazy." And I'm like, no. Sometimes I even tell my mom. She's like, "Oh, okay, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
You know what I do to my mom? I do to my mom so much. I keep doing to her so much that now she's just like, she listens, and you could tell she's like freaked out by it, because she's starting to just take in the music videos. And she was actually the other one that was watching the Nicki Minaj video, and she's like, this means like this girl, what is she doing with herself? Like, you know, what are all these women doing with themselves in videos now? They're so naked nowadays. They hardly have clothes on. And she's actually complaining about the fact that they all have like side cut clothes. She's like, I wouldn't want you to dress like that, you know. You're a beautiful girl, and I want you to marry, you know, a good man, but I don't want you to show your nakedness for a man to look at you. Like, I don't get it. And she's like, oh, and then she actually made a reply to herself, maybe is this the reason why these kids are all naked nowadays?
Yes.
You know, it's like even the mothers, even though, you know, the mothers who immigrated here that really don't understand that much English, or even don't know much of the entertainment world, are just watching for fun, are now starting to realize that something is wrong somewhere. So what about the ones who were born here and know of these things? And I have friends who have so much knowledge of these type of living, who are actually watching these films and listening to these movies and reading these magazines. What do we have to say for them that don't have an eye for it, or should I say are just bluntly ignorant to it? Like, they don't want to hear it at all, don't want to even be a part of it, or don't even want their reality to be altered by that information.
Well, it is something that we have to be very careful of, because Sigmund Freud talked about it, and he calls it the theory of docile bodies, where we're programmed, especially in the Western world, to recognize symbols, and these symbols tell us a meaning, and we react to these symbols as we are instructed, as simply as that movie that you're talking about, just like the trigger, right? When you see a red light, what does it mean? Stop. Exactly. And what do?
You stop.
You stop, because we're taught that. So the institutions have taken the time to teach us, train us from very little how to react to certain things in life. Now the Bible talks about it, and without being over super spiritual, it says, renew your mind, transform your mind. And that way you'll be able to think for yourself.
And without knowledge, my people perish.
That's right, exactly. So we go about life reacting to symbols in the way that we're instructed and taught, without thinking, why am I doing this to this particular thing?
And that's what they tell you, why the elite, with the quote unquote elites who run the world. And, you know, we do understand that this world is for the devil to run for a certain time. You know, the elites that control the world speak in symbols, because not everybody pays attention to symbol. Not everybody is awakening themselves to symbols or to gestures and, you know, signs and things like that. People just take everything as it is. Like the other day, that when I asked people, like, did you hear, I don't know, I don't want to sound crazy, but did you guys hear one morning a horn that was just blowing in the air? Did you guys happen to hear this? If you go on YouTube, there were so many people that were, I don't want to say hundreds. There are hundreds of videos on YouTube of people who heard the sounds all over the world. A strange horn. Some news outlets were reporting this. CNN did not report this. But some news outlets were reporting this, and YouTube was flooded with this. A horn. I turned to my brother. I'm like, do you hear this? And he could not hear it. I realized many people could not hear a horn blowing, but I was hearing a horn blow. And then when I went on YouTube, I was shocked. I was like, I'm not the only one. So I'm like, at this point, I'm just like myself.
So
what did that horn mean? It was at the same time. Okay. People around the world were hearing this. It went off in 2011. That's when it started. Different countries. Mm-hmm. When I heard it, I went on YouTube. People in Scotland, Ireland. I think another girl in Australia was hearing. It's like, you guys hear that? Mm-hmm. And then there was a thunderstrike that hit a lady in San Francisco. It actually didn't hit her. It hit in front of her. Mm-hmm. And you could just see like this really strong. And I'm just like, what is going on in the world? And then there's been videos of flying angels, flying horses. It's like, you need to go into this because everything you need to know, the knowledge is right in front of you. What I'm realizing is it's in front of you, but it's up to you to know what to believe, right? But then the funny thing is you're not believing what can really save your life. So then what needs to be done for you to wake up to it? So you know what we're always saying about this Charleston shooting? First of all, our condolences to every family member who has to endure this pain and has to be a part of this so-called projects going in. You know, our heart goes out to you guys. And let's wake up, people. Let's wake up to what's going on around the world. And when you're watching these entertainments, open your mind, or open your heart to it and ask God, ask who you believe for a deeper knowledge, okay? Because I realize not everybody believes in God, but I believe in God. If you believe in God, you have to ask him for a deeper knowledge and understanding, or the eyes to see the real meaning of things going on, so you are not led astray into a trap or into a fire that will consume you forever. Because I believe as we are humans, this body is not even our own. We're just in it for a moment because this world is here for a moment. And from what you can see with everything that's going on now and around the world with Mother Nature, global warming, and all the volcanoes that's been erupting in Japan for the last 2-4 months, okay? This world is passing away and you need to wake up to what's going on around you. We're going to go on a short music break with Spec One, Salam Seculum. I hope I'm saying Secularium. This guy always has me thinking I can't even pronounce the word. With Spec One, a Canadian artist, and we'll be right back with event updates and REIGNCOM promotions. Stay tuned.
It's been a minute since you heard me on the radio. I've been vibing in the studio. Barely see me in the YouTube video. Whipping me out. Where you been, Spec? Really though. Tell a homie, tell a friend. We'll tell your brethren that we're coming pretty tight. Again. We coming. Again. We coming.
Spec, give me one more chance. Once again, my friend. Spec One, give me one more chance. Once again, my friend. Spec, give me one more chance. Once again, my friend. Spec One, give me one more chance. Once again, my friend.
Check it out. Spec One done our last name. Gargan skank like a champion. Entrance, opening sentence, thesis. I speak this, African adhesive. Translation, can I get your name? Now I'm stuck to you like a bandit. It's the hip life representative once again in this campaign. And I'm still not giving a fuck what radio tell me I can't say. When our business, when our response, never had a few hater homies, but them links get severed. Ever since then, wisdom in my lock screw longer. Pockets got better in my jock screw. You're just a brick wall to the juggernaut. So let me know whenever you wanna rock, and it's la 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 like bomba clock.
Once again, my friend. Spec One, give me one more chance. Once again, my friend. Spec, give me one more chance. Once again, my friend. Spec One, give me one more chance. Once again, my friend.
It's been a minute since you heard me on the radio. Silk video, cuffing me out. Where you been, spec? Really, dog. Really, dog. Tell a homie, tell a friend. We'll tell your brethren that we're coming really tight. Again, we coming. Again, again, we coming. Again, coming.
お出口は左側です。The next station is 新宿。
All right, and welcome back inside REIGNCOM Radio. This right here is Discussion Room with Lady Mensah. I sound like I've been running, guys. I had to run real quick. Yes. So before the break, and shout out to Spec One for this track, real deep. You guys have to check out the video on YouTube. Check out the artists in general. Toronto has some real, blessed people who are using their songs for positive outreach and to educate the world and actually keep the world conscious, and he's one of those artists, so make sure you check him out. Before the break, we were talking about the Charleston shooting. We talked about a whole bunch, so you guys make sure you stay tuned, and you can go on the website to check out this show if you missed it, and keep yourself updated. Right now, we're going to just give you guys updates of things going around the city, so you can keep, like we said, all work and no play makes you a dull boy. So in the city, on July 3rd, we have Rock the Mic, which will be featuring a whole bunch of Toronto artists coming down to showcase themselves. Then we got all-white concert with Bisa K Day happening in the African community. For June 30th. African Entertainment Awards is happening in September, so you guys make sure you keep an eye out for that. We have the Pan Am Games coming in Toronto. When is the Pan Am Games again? I believe next week. Yeah, on the 30th. It starts on the 30th. And then we have Summerlicious. Summerlicious is a program where you can go to any big restaurants, and I mean big restaurants that you don't even think of eating there. The CN Tower, you can go there and you can try some of your favorite cuisines for as little as like $25 or $15. These are meals that you have to pay for like $150 for. You can actually buy them this cheap. Yes. And and it's Canada's Day, people. That's when the fireworks goes up and it gets crazy. And it's also my mother's birthday. So happy birthday. Mama. Happy birthday. Can't say her age, but happy birthday, mama. And yeah, so you guys make sure you stay out there. There's a whole bunch going on around the city. Toronto is a very vibrant city, a very loud city in some cases, let's say. It keeps you excited. So you guys make sure you keep an eye out for it. And on REIGNCOM Radio, you know how it is. We like to keep you guys updated. All right, REIGNCOM Radio, like you said, we're not just a radio team, we're also a production team. So if you're looking for someone to do music videos for you, someone to film your corporate videos, someone to do a photo shoot, someone to host your events, make sure to feel free to contact us at reigncomedia.com, all right, and submit your information to submit@reigncomedia.com, and we'll be in touch with you as soon as possible. Also, for Discussion Room, we have commercial slots open for anybody out there looking to promote their business, big, small. Reach out to us. We have packages that you'd be very interested in. You can come meet the REIGNCOM team at Rock the Mic. This July 3rd. Leave us a message, all right, at reigncomedia.com, and give us a call at 647-946-9224. Once again, the number is 647-946-9224.
Leave a shout out message for Lady Mensah, all right, and you'll be able to hear yourself on REIGNCOM Radio if you leave us a message. Oh, there you go, guys. If you leave me a shout out message, there you go. Hi. I didn't know she had that plan, but hey, I get to share your voice with the world, and I would love to do that because you guys have been a great audience. And once again, it's been a pleasure to be here with you guys. Make sure that you stay connected to Rain, all right, because the Lord's favor and glory forever reigns in our midst and in yours. Stay blessed, folks, and stay tuned. I'm your host, Lady Mensah, with MC Randy and DJ Joyful. It's been a pleasure.
Guess I had to go there. Guess I had to come here, yeah. I know where I'm from, but now I'm headed where I'm going, right?